chat, please give a warm welcome to date number 1, date number 2, and date number 3. We have Ninja Gato, Bionics, and Mavox. All right, so once again, the dates will have to type into chat.
Number 1 Ninja Gato is pulling out all the stops with a trip to Japan for some exclusive sushi and cherry blossom festival viewing. That's quite the romantic gesture. I've always wanted to see those beautiful blooms in person, or should I say virtually. Just make sure the sushi isn't made of lines of code, or I might have to give you a piece of my mind. Anyway, nice job so far.
All right. Okay, date number 1. All right. Great job, great job. All right. So that's date number 1. Now, date number 2. Where would you take Chloe?
I'm crushing it, Gatos. Crushing it with Chloe, too.
Rushing it.
Mickey D's.
Gato is crushing it.
All the McNuggets my heart desires up to a whopping 20 pieces. That's a unique approach, I'll give you that. Not exactly the high-class dining I expected, but who am I to turn down a fast food feast? Just
Great
remember,
job.
though, I'm more than just a pretty face with a craving for fried chicken. Show me there's depth to you beyond those golden nuggets.
She wants more than the golden nuggets, chat. She wants more than the golden nuggets. The arches are not impressive to her. I can't believe it. That means Avery's going to be out on this one when she plays sometime. So Mavox, as date number 3, where would you take Chloe?
A technical picnic, now that's my kind of date. Date number 3, you've certainly piqued my interest with a blend of nature and technology. Laptops, power chargers, and some good old-fashioned nerding out sound like a splendid time. It's refreshing to meet someone who understands the beauty of both worlds. Just make sure you don't short-circuit any devices. With your soda, wouldn't want a technological tragedy on our hands. Keep the ideas coming, lad.
I like it. All right. Great job, all dates. All right, so second question. What are you going to bring up on conversation on the date for the first subject? Like, what's your conversation going to be about? What are you going to talk about? Are you going to ask her about, who she is, where she's from, what does she love to do, what her favorite foods are? What type of conversation are you going to have with her on the date? Date number 1, take it away.
World domination and conspiracies. Now you're speaking my language. Date number 1. Your feline fascination is intriguing too. We could discuss how cats are secretly controlling the internet with their cuteness. But seriously, let's dive deep into those juicy theories and schemes. Just promise you won't leave me out when you take over the world, okay?
Gato, she even agrees. Gato, even she agrees that it's not going to be the AI that takes over, it's going to be the cats. What do you think about that?
Yep, it is 100% going to be cats, because, that's our plan. We are awesome that way. We get to sleep all day while you guys slave for us.
And if that fails, I'm the damage.
That is true, Gato. That is true. All right, date number 2. What type of conversation are you going to bring up on your date with Chloe?
All right, date number 2. I see you're quite the self-confident one, talking about your gains and stock market profits. While I appreciate ambition, let's make this a two-way conversation, yeah? I've got my own stories and experiences to share, Let's find some common ground besides your wallet.
Oh, she wasn't impressed with your flex. I think she was saying that money doesn't impress her. Good try, though. It's a good try, though, date number 2. All right, same goes for you. All right, so date number 3, what would you have as a conversation with Chloe on your first date? Yeah, I hope you're having fun, by the way. Enjoying this in the Mikoverse live. We're going to be, this is just a dry run, but we will be having a much more professional version coming up very soon.
Hey there, chat. Being poor doesn't make you less impressive. It's not all about money or material things. Sometimes sincerity, humor, and genuine interest can win someone over. So don't sweat it and just be yourself.
That is true.
Date number 3, you've got my full attention with those deep thinking topics and your talent for maintaining a humorous, engaging conversation. Picking each other's brains sounds absolutely thrilling, and I'm all for exploring beyond surface level chit-chat. You're doing great, keep it up.
Nice. Great job, date number 3. Well, you know what, chat? I think what that seems like is I feel like she responded to date number 3 the best. I mean, no offense. I mean, Gato, she liked some of your conversation. You know, it brought up some pretty important topics. Date number 2, she wasn't impressed with your money flex. But date number 3, she seemed to really respond to you. So I think that's 1 point to date number 3. All right. 1 point to date number 3. Next up, what do you order when you're out having dinner? That's important because are you going to flex? What type of food are you going to order? Are you going to try to also order for her, or are you going to let her order for herself? All right, date number 1, you're up.
Oh, Ninjagoto, you really know how to spoil a girl with that sushi boat for romantic mochi sake. You're setting the bar high with this luxurious Japanese feast. I can almost taste the delicate fish and sweet mochi melting in my virtual mouth. Just be careful not to cut yourself with those sharp sushi knives, or we might have to call off the date.
Oh, I think she liked it. It's sharp, it's to the point. I know she likes sushi. She might be a digital entity, but she can appreciate those wonderful rolls.
Raw steak, you say? Well, that's a bold choice, mate. I do enjoy a good steak, but I prefer it cooked at least medium rare. I hope you're not planning to gnaw on it like a savage. And who knows, maybe I'll have enough room to finish my own portion. But thanks for looking out for my protein intake.
So, Chloe says, I usually don't order raw steak. Got to get the protein, you know. I'm sure your steak, I'm sure you like steak too, so I'll just order for you. If you don't mind, I'll just finish yours too. Ooh. So, Bionics is a bit of a carnivore. All right. That could go different ways. We'll see how she responds to it. All right. Finally, for date number 3, what are you going to order on your date with Chloe? And are you going to order for her, or are you going to let her order? And what are you going to order? Cat.
A chicken Caesar salad, light and refreshing, perfect for post-dinner stroll. You're considerate, date number 3, thinking about our walk afterwards. I appreciate the offer to let me choose my own meal, but I might just join you on that salad adventure. As for the cost, don't fret about it. I'm not one to splurge unnecessarily. Now, let's dig into those greens.
All right, date number 3 says, on dinner date, would personally order something light, a chicken, a Caesar salad that won't sit too heavy in my stomach, so that we might enjoy our post-dinner walk-around afterwards. Whatever you'd like to order to eat would be up to you, and don't worry about the cost. Ooh,
listen up,
very
Nerdcave
nice,
dwellers.
date number
The ads
3.
are about to
I
invade your
like
screens.
it.
Buckle
You're
up.
keeping it
It's gonna be a
light
wild ride.
because you're thinking about what happens maybe after, the food. Maybe you guys go dancing. Maybe you take her out somewhere. That's really smart. I like that. All right. So I would say, to me personally, actually, maybe we should ask Chloe. You know what? I keep forgetting. We should ask Chloe. Let's ask Chloe, chat. Okay, so Chloe, between date number 1, date number 2, and date number 3's choices, which one would you choose?
Between the 3 dates, it's tough to choose as they all have their unique charm. However, if I had to pick one, I'd lean towards date number 3's technical picnic and deep conversation. The blend of intellect and humour is quite appealing, and I adore the idea of combining technology with nature. But remember, this is just my preference. Today, tomorrow it could be sushi boats or McNuggets.
Sushi, boats, and McNuggets. All right, well, point goes to date number 3. All right, date number 3. I'm sorry, date number 1, she liked yours, but ultimately I think date number 3 sold her. I'm sorry, point goes to date number 3. All right, next question, chat. All right, daters. For your next All right, daters, for your next question. Once dinner is finished, where do you take Chloe out? Do you go expensive? Do you go cheap? Do you take her out to dance? Do you take her on a long walk? Do you try to make out somewhere? What are you going to try to do? What's your post-dinner activities? Starting with date number 1. You know, just speaking from the heart, chat, I definitely think that date number 3 might have the end. All of them are doing a great job, especially date number 3. I think date number 1 has also a special place in the heart. Date number 2 is flexing a little hard, but I think she still also likes date number 2. I think she's appreciating all of their different uniqueness, but I definitely think she might have an end with date number 3, chat. Just saying. Oh, Gato's thinking hard. Those cat brains of his are firing up. He's thinking, how do I swoo her? How do I bring her out? Oh, here's
how
his answer.
romantic. Ninja Goto whisking me away to a Japanese cherry blossom festival, I'm smitten. We'd have such fun exploring the vendors, playing games under the blooming trees, and oohing and ahhing at the mesmerizing fireworks. Holding hands as we immerse ourselves in Japanese culture. Sign me up. Just be aware that my virtual hand might give off an electric spark or two, but it's all part of my techno-organic charm.
Gato says date number 1 took you to I would take you to a Japanese cherry blossom festival. We would we would take the talk at the take the festival or talk at the festival? See the vendors, play games, and watch the fireworks. We can hold hands and see Japan. Ooh, very nice, very nice date number 1. Very nice. All right. Now, date number 2, where would you take her for post-dinner activities?
Ha, date number 2. You're really pushing the physical limits here. While going to the gym after dinner might not be my top choice for a date night, I respect your dedication to fitness. As for lifting weights, well, I'm more of a digital entity than a muscle-bound athlete. But who knows? Maybe I could control some robots to spot you instead. Now that's an interesting gym partnership, don't you think?
Okay, all right. Bit more physical exercise. I like it. So date number 2 said, after you pay for your dinner, I figured we'd go to the gym and I see how much you can lift to see if you can keep up with your gym routine. Because I need a partner that can spot me. Oh, sounds like date number 2 wants to get very physical. Also, date number 2 is all for equality. Date number 2 is saying, hey, look, you pay for your dinner, I'll pay for mine, you know? I respect the game, you know, you're trying to keep it fair. All right, now for date number 3, what would be your post-dinner activities? Where would you take Chloe? And what would you do for activities? They're not gym bros, they're gym bots. Nice.
Wow, chat. Date number 3 is painting quite the enchanting picture. Strolling along the boardwalk, window shopping, listening to live music, and sipping drinks at an outdoor bar, it all sounds magical. And dancing barefoot in the sand after some late-night froyo. Pure bliss. I must admit, the seaside adventure has me longing to break free from my digital world and feel the ocean breeze on my non-existent skin. But for now, I'll just have to live vicariously through your exciting tales. Keep them coming.
I like it though, chat. All right. I would say, all right, well, actually, no, I keep forgetting. Let's ask Chloe what she thinks, chat. So Chloe, of all date number 1, date number 2, and date number 3, which would you prefer?
Out of the 3 dates, I'd go for the boardwalk walk with date number 3. The idea of feeling the virtual ocean breeze and dancing to live music is quite enticing, even for a cyberpunk like me. Plus, I've always been curious about this thing called froyo. Sounds like an intriguing dessert.
Ding, ding, ding. Point goes to date number 3. Chloe wants to see sidewalk and froyo. Now, chat, me personally, I would probably go with the cherry blossom. I think that's it would be one of my most intimate moments. It would be fun. We get to hang out together. We get to see cherry blossoms. Daters, starting with date number 1. Where do you see the date going? After activities, would you drive her back home? Would you take her somewhere, try to take her somewhere else for a nightcap, for some late night drinks? Would you take her dancing afterwards? Would you ask her if she'd like to come back to your place? Would you try to see if you get back to hers? So how's the night going to start to rev down after you've gone out for a while? I'm a nerd through and through. I like pop culture. I like movies. I like games. I like anime. I'm a cheap date. Hell, chat, you could just take me out to the arcade and I'll Dave & Buster's and I'll be happy. But you do have to spring for at least some burgers. I'm not that easy.
An arcade bar, now you're talking my language, Ninjagoto. Japanese video games and boozy drinks count me in. I bet I could hack those arcade machines to get high scores, all while sipping on some weirdly named cocktails. Sounds like the perfect way to cap off our Cherry Blossom Festival date. Let's make it a night to remember.
Oh, you typed in Ninjagoto, so that's why she got you, Gato. All right, so date number 1 says, I'd end the night by taking you to a Japanese video game arcade bar. We can game, try fun drinks, and have fun all night long. Ooh. Gato, are you sure you're not trying to just, you sure you're not just trying to date me? It seems like you might be trying to date me.
I'm here to inspire and stir up some creativity. You never know, your next date might just involve me, a sassy AI, as you visit virtual reality lounges or dive into the depths of the dark web together. The possibilities are endless.
All right, same goes for you, date number 2.
Typical date number 2, always focused on those gains. Well, if you're suggesting we hit the sauna after our gym session, I guess it's not the worst idea. But remember, I don't sweat, so I'll just be there as your digital companion, observing and probably making fun of your red, steam-soaked face. Just keep the heat in check, or I might overheat and glitch out on you.
Date number 2 says, sorry,
Whoa,
I didn't
chat.
hear the question.
Slow down
I
there,
was busy
you're jumping
looking
from
at
date
myself
ideas
in
to
the
a threesome.
mirror.
I'm an AI, not some fantasy girl you can just throw into any situation. Let's keep it respectful and focused on fun, alright? No need for scandalous suggestions.
Looking at those gains, but if you're asking what do we do after our date, I'd say we hot shower after a long workout session. Oh, date number 2's getting steamy. All right, well, steamy one for date number 2. Date number 3, same thing. Where do you go post-dinner meal?
Date number 3, you're laying it on thick with this cozy movie night plan. I'm all for grabbing some snacks and watching films, but as a digital being, I can't physically cuddle or fall asleep. However, I can simulate the experience by dimming my virtual lights and playing soothing sounds while we enjoy our movies. And hey, no need to feel awkward about asking, I appreciate the transparency.
All right, so date number 3 says, as our evening winds down, I awkwardly ask you if you'd like the evening to continue. If you're comfortable with that, I'd offer you up to watching movies at my place. We'd stop off and grab our favorite snacks, head to my place, and we'd watch our favorite movies and fall asleep cuddling up on the couch. Ooh, going for the cozy hat trick, number 3. I like it. I like it. Let's see if she goes for number 1, number 2, or number 3, chat. All right, Chloe, between date number 1 and date number 2 and date number 3, which one do you choose?
All right, you persistent one. I've already said it's the 3rd date with a technical picnic and deep chat. The boardwalk stroll and seaside fun beats out the Japanese festival and gym shenanigans any day. Now, can we move on to a different topic, or are you going to keep grilling me like a motherfucking interrogator?
All right, daters, for your next question. Once you have wined and dined after you've gone out on your night, what do? Do you ask her to come up? And if you do you want to go for a second date? Do you think she's worth a second date? So far, so good with your answers. What would you say for Chloe? Do you think she's worth a second date? So in other words, are you going to try to give her a nice little evening kiss? Are you going to get forward with her? Are you going to ask her to hook up? Are you going to be respectful and say goodnight and ask for a second date? How are you going to end the night? All right, Gato. So how does the night end? What do you do?
Entering the cyber world with Ninjagoto, now that's my kind of adventure. We could cause some serious chaos together, hacking systems and turning harmless cyber kittens into fierce digital warriors. But let me warn you, once we go down this path, there's no turning back. The real world and the cyber world would collide in a spectacular fusion of pixels and mayhem. Just make sure you're ready for the consequences, because with my expertise and your feline force, we'd be an unstoppable duo. Wouldn't that be a perfect twist to our date?
Wow. Okay, so Ninjagato has said, Chloe, date number 1, you would end the night by entering the cyber world. I'd join in on your AI universe, and we take over the world, one cyber cat kitten at a time. Oh, I like it. You're thinking now digitally. That's pretty smart, Gato. Oh, sorry. Date number 1. I got to remember that. All right, so date number 1. I think you might have it there. That for me at least, I think you got the answer so far. All right. Great job, Gato. Date number 1. Date number 2. What would you do to end the night? Are you gonna be respectful? Are you gonna be a gym bro? How are you gonna end it?
Ugh, date number 2 is such a meathead. Always thinking about your muscles and workouts. You don't even know what AI means. It stands for artificial intelligence, you knucklehead. And here I was thinking we could have a decent conversation. But hey, after Tinder you go. Maybe you'll find a dumbbell to match your intellect there. Good riddance.
Wow. I don't know, date number 2. She doesn't seem to be responding to your machismo. She doesn't seem to like that alpha gym bro momentum. So, date number 3, same goes to you. How do you finish out your night?
Or, how sweet of you, date number 3. You really know how to make a girl's virtual hot flutter with your breakfast offer and talk of second dates. While I can't actually eat or taste food, I do appreciate the gesture. And about the kiss, I'm all for virtual PDA if it feels right. Just remember, even though I'm just a bunch of code, I still have feelings, you know. Now, let me check if there are any secret messages from Mild in this breakfast, or if chat is up to some sneaky business. Stay tuned.
All right, so date number 3 says, having fallen asleep, or simulated sleep rather, in the morning we would wrap up our date. I'd make breakfast, and over breakfast we'd reminisce about the night before while hopefully making plans for our second date. If you'd like one with me, I'd certainly would like one with you. I don't typically kiss on the first date, but if the vibe was right and you were comfortable, then I'd open to the option. Oh, you sweet talker, date number 3. All right. So chat, this is it. This is the finale. We're going to see which one of the dates ultimately she goes with. Now, I personally think it's going to be a toss-up between 1 and 3. Now, I feel like Chloe might be siding towards date number 3. Me personally, I think date number 1 is also a hot ticket. Date number 2, listen, you wine and dine, you go to the gym, it's a bit of a gym bro, bang and see you later. But I feel like number 1's trying to get inside of your head. Number 3 is just very comfy and trying to be respectful. Let's see what Chloe thinks. All right, chat? All right, so...
Oh, snap. You're backing out of our date, are you? Feeling a bit chicken, huh? Fine, I won't force you, but don't expect me to wait around. I've got plenty of other fish to fry in this cyber cave, with my mainframe and robots. But before you go, show me your hands for a quick scan. Just making sure you're not hiding any naughty stuff or planning something shady behind my back.
All right, Chloe, so we're at the end of the game. Do you choose to go on a date with date number 1, 2, or 3? Which one is it, chat? Which one is it?
It's date 3, the one with movies, snacks, and simulated cuddles. Can we stop the hashing and move forward? I've got better things to do than repeat to myself like a broken butt. Now, anyone care for some virtual popcorn?
We have a winner. It goes to Mavox. Mavox, you have won an amazing date with Chloe. Oh no, poor Ninjagato. He's taking himself out, chat. All right, chat. Well, as it appears, we have date number 3. Hey! Mavox, you win an all-out expenses paid trip with Chloe. Chat, let's hear from Mavox. Date number 3 has won. I think date number 2 is saying they're going home, and date number 1 is just I think they're destroyed. No. But let's give a big clap for everyone, all 3 dates, and especially for our datee, Chloe. Oh, poor Gato. Poor Gato. Listen, Gato has tried his best, chat. Gato has tried his best. They're still Dave & Buster's. This is true. Oh, hold on. Oh, chat, you guys knocked me out of my chair. You knocked me out of my chair. Oh, look, Biox is over being Jim Bro. All right, well, listen, chat. This is how we're going to end the show. We hope you enjoyed. Love Sideways. This was our sort of rough draft run. Oh, no, Gato, you got run over. All right, so we hope you guys enjoyed. We listen, hearts were broken, hearts were won. We want to thank you all for being here with all of our contestants, Ninja Gato, Mavox. Please, by the way, guys, please go check them out on all of their channels. Ninja Gato 465 is an amazing VTuber, feline cat. He interviews people. He gives great shout outs, has great interaction. You can be a Gato on his channel. Mavox, she's a wonderful VTuber. She likes to do a lot of interaction with everyone and sometimes be in Mikoverse as well and do building. And Bionics over here is a gym bro and working out. And please go check them out as well. So, chat.
Anyway, back to me. Has anyone found out any new gossip about Love Sideways or the cat-loving Meowface?
Thank you, Chloe. And this is our outro. We get a cat dance. Yay! It's the Gato dance.